What is up and what's happening, Auburn Tigers fans? How are we doing this Saturday night? The Auburn Tigers go on the road. They find a spark. They make a comeback in the second half. Ashton Daniels comes into the football game like we all kind of figured he would, and he created a spark. And this defense created some turnovers, and the Auburn Tigers put points on the board, and they finished drives off, even though they weren't touchdowns. Alex McPherson had a day, and you made plays late in this game to win. That's all we ask, right? You make plays late to win the football game, and the Auburn Tigers come away victorious. The Auburn Tigers are still fighting. Hats off to these kids, man. They have been through it the past couple of weeks, 4 straight losses, and people are in the media calling for your head coach's job, and it's all out there, right? Like even myself, I've sent my fair share of tweets out, and I've gotten on here numerous times and said, hey, Q, the time is up, right? But these kids are still fighting for their coaching staff, not just you, the entire coaching staff. So hats off to them, and I'm really, really proud of this defense for absolutely bringing it once again. Arkansas was putting up numbers on everybody. They were scoring at will against Tennessee and Texas A&M, and you closed the door. Auburn gives up 17 points to the Arkansas Razorbacks, and you turned Taylon Green over 3 times, and you forced another fumble. So hats off to this Auburn defense and this Auburn offense. And guess what, folks? Guess what we've called for numerous times this season, and that is for Jeremiah Cobb to get more than 13, 19, 15, 7, 6 touches a game. What happens when Jeremiah Cobb gets 28 touches? If you remember yesterday afternoon when I did the preview, I said, hey, this cat's got to get the ball more than 19 times. We got to up this ante to about 25. We got to give him 25 carries. What happens when you put the ball in Jeremiah Cobb's hands? Great things happen. You also play into the hands of your offensive line. Not great pass blocking. They're not terrible, but not great pass blocking. Their strength is run blocking. And you didn't stray away from the run in the second half. There was a time in the first half, Cam Coleman gets hurt. You come out, you drive down the length of the field, and then you throw back-to-back passes, and you stall out right there. That kind of ticked me off a little bit. It felt like let's go there. Let's go there. It felt like the first drive, once again, Auburn starts fast, right? They come out on script. They move down. Right down the field on Arkansas. Jackson throws a nice ball to Cam Coleman. Don't know how DPI was not called. But Cam Coleman makes one hell of a grab. He comes down with the touchdown. Then when he got rolled up on is when I felt like, here we go again. Cam Coleman's out of the game. It feels like Auburn's about to go stagnant. And then Arkansas gets some life. They take a 14-10 lead. And right before half, Auburn starts moving the ball again. We get down inside the red zone, and Jackson Arnold turns it over for a pick 6. On that drive, I believe Auburn ran the ball 8 times or 7 times. Somebody can correct me on that. Maybe I'm wrong. And then they drop back and they throw it. You ran the ball down the field. You ran it right down Arkansas's throat. And then you drop back and you throw it, and you got baited. The DB knew what was coming. He knew. I mean, all day, every day, he baited you into it, and he broke on it 3 steps early, and Jackson hit him into the chest, and I think it was an 89-yard pick 6 return. That was the end of Jackson Arnold as Auburn's quarterback. Barring injury or anything like that to Ashton Daniels, I think Jackson's done. And Hugh can get in the press conference and he can say, I'll have to review the film. Look, you go with the guy who scored on every drive in the second half for the Auburn Tigers, okay? You don't go back to the guy that threw the pick six to put you down 21-10. So what does Hugh do? He makes the change with 40 seconds left. Now, I agree with it. I think Ashton had to come out for that next drive. I don't care if there was 40 seconds left, 10 seconds left, 2 seconds left. You had to make a statement and pull Jackson Arnold at that time. It was over. I even tweeted out, see you, Hugh, see you, Jackson, because I really thought this fan base and I didn't want to do it to the players, but I thought we were about to start laying down and saying, hey, this is it. It's over. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. But they responded. Hugh said, hey, that's it. Let's go to Ashton Daniels, and let's see if we can get a spark in this second half. And he even had a positive play ending the first half, even though they had the penalty that kind of backed it up. He come out, and you could see a tiny spark there. And so they go to halftime, and Auburn gets the ball coming out of the second half. And so, sorry, I had to text my wife real quick. So Auburn gets the ball coming out of the second half, and I just wanted to go over this with you guys right here. In the second half, Auburn, like I said, they had 5 drives on offense, and they scored points on every drive. But the first drive of the third quarter, Auburn went 9 plays. All right, 9 plays, 46 yards, right out the gate. And you kick a field goal. All right. You're down 21-13. That cut it to a 1-possession game. I don't know about y'all, but that right there, we always talk about that middle 8, right? Last 4 minutes of the first half, first 4 minutes of the second half, right? I really felt like, okay, we got a little life here. Like we showed some positive signs here. There's life in this football team. There's a quarterback out there. He's making plays. He's extending plays, and there's a spark there, okay? So your second drive, you get a field goal. Now, it's 21-16. They come back. Arkansas kicks a field goal. They make it 24-16. So you're still in it. It's a 1-possession game. It's a 1-possession game. You go to the fourth quarter. Your third drive, this is where I think everything turned for Auburn. This is where I think a big momentum boost come right here in the fourth quarter. 9 plays, 73 yards, and you get a field goal out of it. I know the red zone, we got to be better in the red zone, but just getting points in that moment right there at the beginning of the fourth quarter, it gives this football team life. It gives them life. You cut the lead to 24-19, and then Rayshon Pleasant with the pick six. I said on Hogs on the Hill Thursday night, and I said it yesterday in my preview. You have to find a way to turn Talon Green over, because one could turn into 2. Now, I thought he is improved from year 1 to year 2 at Arkansas, and I thought he was playing pretty dang good up until that first pick. And Rayshon read it, and once he read it, he was out the gate. Pick six. Auburn has a lead late. Now, I looked over at my dad. My dad said, you know what's coming, right? Auburn's got a lead in the fourth quarter. Arkansas is about to go down and score. And I said, man, it's hard to argue against it. But I said, man, that feels like the tables have turned, right? That right there feels like the tables have turned. And so another great thing is Ashton on the 2-point conversion, battling in and extending the lead right there. 27-24, you're up 3. That was a huge 2-point conversion. And then right here, once again, Xavier Atkins forces that fumble right there, punches that ball out. It was clearly out. Auburn recovers. Man, you're turning over this high-powered Arkansas offense. Xavier Atkins is an All-American. He is probably, in my opinion, I think he's the best linebacker in the Southeastern Conference. And I'll go on record to say that. I think he is a steal from Louisiana State University, especially when I watch their defense play right now against the Texas A&M Aggies. I think he is a guy that's going to play on Sundays, high motor, great tackler, can get in the backfield, get after the quarterback. Such a stud for this Auburn defense. He forces the fumble. You get points off of turnovers. That wins football games, folks. You're up 30-24. Now you press the issue on Arkansas's offense. You have to go score against, guess what? One of the best defenses in the country. I don't care about record. I don't care about SEC record. I'm looking at the numbers they have put up, forcing the turnovers, and how aggressive this defense has been outside of that Baylor game in week 1. This is one of the best defenses in the country. And you get the job done, man. You find a way to get the job done. You're up 6. And I believe Rayshawn got another pick. And so Auburn got points off of that as well. In your 5th and final drive to go up 33-24, you win the football game. Or maybe, I can't remember. I didn't write that one down. But I know Rayshawn had 2 picks. Or they got points off of the fumble. Maybe that was it. But you go up 33-24. You're up, man. And at that point, it was like, okay, desperation for Arkansas. They got to throw the ball deep. And I think, was it Kinsley Faustin? He was the one that got the final pick, the 3rd pick. So that was good stuff from the Auburn defense to force Arkansas right there to basically do or die, man. Like, you got to find a way, and they couldn't do it. And I'm really proud of this football team for not giving up and not throwing the towel in when things got kind of dark. And you know, I was sitting here scratching my head saying, man, we're about to be 0-5 in the SEC, and then we turned up. So great stuff. Love to see. Also, another thing I want to point out, love to see Alex come back from last week, and hearing Hugh Freeze in the post-game presser talk about that situation. I'm super proud of Alex for bouncing back. We know everything he's been through, but to come back and nail 6 field goals in a football game, you can't say enough about that kid, man. You can't say enough about him. That strength, that's getting through tough times. And I liked what he said about Stool Presidente, all right, and the Barstool Company. I'm going to give praise to the Lord through the highs and the lows. I'm going to praise him because I shouldn't even be out on that football field, but without him, I wouldn't be, and with him, I am. So I think that's great stuff for Alex McPherson. And Cam Coleman trying to work himself back onto the football field after getting rolled up, and you see him out there in the second half, because all of these people on Twitter are saying, man, it's a travesty that Cam Coleman is still playing for Auburn football. And you would think that Cam Coleman, he's quit. He's out. He's given up. Today showed me that Cam Coleman is not giving up. He was fighting for his teammates. He was trying to get back out on the football field. You could see the pain on the sideline, but then you could also see him saying, hey, I'm trying to get back out there, dog. Like, I don't want to stop fighting. Like, I see something. Maybe that was Ashton Daniels coming in at quarterback. I don't know. I just think this team caught a spark. And I think this team really responded to Ashton. And they bounced back, and they found a way to win. I'm super proud of them, man. Game balls, Xavier Atkins, like I said, All-America type player. 13 total tackles, 9 solos, 2 sacks, 4 tackles for loss. Rayshawn Pleasant, the 2 INTs, one of them being a pick 6. Alex McPherson, can't say enough about him. Tied the school record, 6 field goals. Jeremiah Cobb, 28 carries, 153 yards. I think he also had like 20 yards receiving too. We finally threw a screen to him, didn't we? Like, how cool was that? We finally got in there and got him the ball out of the backfield. And a game ball. I know he didn't put up great numbers, but a game ball to Ashton Daniels for coming in and creating that spark and making some plays, man, to give this football team life. We could go down the list of a number of defensive guys and say, hey, this guy played well, this guy played well. But what a great team effort and team win. I know Arkansas is a bad football team, but all we heard was that Arkansas was going to score a lot of points, and they didn't. They didn't. And so the defense once again showed up. You know, I think one thing I questioned yesterday was when is Auburn's defense going to break? Are they going to break? Is there a game where Auburn's defense just kind of says, hey, like, we don't have any more, man. Like, we got nothing left in the tank, and you didn't do that. Not today. So, like I said, super proud of this football team. Here we go. Let's get over in these comments real quick. Miss Connie says, hey, Blake, War Eagle to everyone in here, man. Had to go live Saturday night. I got some things planned tomorrow, and so I wasn't going to be able to fit this one in. But BBL Jordy, what's up, my guy? Ashton Daniels, dark horse for Heisman. we'll hold off on that. Maybe next year. Maybe something happens and he can get hot at the end of this year and carry it over into next year. The Auburn defense came to play. That is right, the weakest link. Them boys showed up once again. Hats off to them, man. War Damn Eagle, we have to keep winning. Man, if you get performances like you did today, I see that Bo Nix jersey in the back. Yeah, brother, Bo Nix, baby. How about them Broncos? Love them Broncos. I'm trying to watch the Savannah Bananas game, and I'm so freaking confused. I think it's cool for Auburn to have the exposure with Savannah Bananas, but I think Savannah Bananas, I get it's for kids. I just think it's kind of corny, but I get it's for children, and I'm okay with it. I think it's cool exposure for Auburn. I'm not mad about them coming to Plainsman. I think it's pretty cool, and some of the things, like seeing Sonny D get in the box and hit a bomb, like it's crazy stuff, man. That's fun to see. Their defense is horrible, and the offense still only scored 1 touchdown. Troy, at this point, I do not care. I do not care. One, we won, and we found a way to win. And in the second half, we got points on 5 possessions. So I don't know, man. Like, yeah, I mean, it can be figured out. Like, yeah, their defense is bad, but we moved the football. We got it. Like I said earlier, we do have to get better in the red zone. I'll give you that, but we won the football game. Like, least defense and kicker showed up. Sure. Like I said, I'm okay with our offense in the second half. We did enough to win. That's all I care about. I don't care if we go out there and win 3-2 and the offense has 50 yards of total offense. As long as we get in field position to kick a field goal and we make it and we win 3-2, I don't care. We have to build on this win, go win games. Fans need this. For sure. I'm with you 100%. This was a big boost. Oh, A&M. This was a big boost for the rest of the season. And, we still have our opinions about Hugh Freeze and even after today and what the offense looked like. And I get why everybody's mad. Yes, we only scored 1 touchdown, but we won. We won a football game and we scored on every possession in the second half. Like, I'm not gonna do that. Hey, appreciate you. I appreciate you becoming a YouTube member. I really do. That means a lot. Appreciate the support. Glad you're in here. Let me see here. I keep rolling in these comments. Hit the like. Help Blake build this pod up. Appreciate you. Can't say that enough. Well, there's been some growth. And we're growing every day. And I really appreciate it. The team was clearly tired of Jackson Arnold. I've seen this before. Good things happen when you listen to the players. I will agree here. I will definitely agree with this comment right here. I don't think they're going to show it, like as far as, coming out and saying anything in the media. But I definitely think you could tell there was a spark on the sideline. There was a spark, instant spark. Even in the 40 seconds in the second quarter right before half, there was an instant spark on the sideline and on the field. And you can't tell me any different. Glad we won for the kids' sake, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't pulling for a Hogs dub. I think this just delays the inevitable. Honestly, dead man walking. Troy, I've said that, that I think, he's still on his way out. And I think you could see that possibly after the Vandy game. If you go beat Kentucky, you get to the bye week, you go play Vandy and you lose. I think he could be on his way out. But at this point, I'm just going to take this one tonight and celebrate it because it's really hard to win games in the Southeastern Conference. I think we should have won a lot more at this point in the season, but we haven't. And so I think we're just going to worry about the coaching search and firing if it happens. And, we'll worry about that when it gets here, man. Just enjoy this one. Have fun with it. Soak it in. And, wake up tomorrow morning and you get to smile for once and say, hey, Auburn won a damn football game. And one thing I won't do is I don't want to root against Auburn. I never want to root against Auburn. I really don't. I don't want to root against my football team or baseball team, basketball team, softball team, whatever. I really, really don't want to do that. I just want to win. That's for sure, Auburn Dad. That's for sure, baby. I just want to win. That's it. I just want to win. At the end of the day, I just want a dub in the books. And I'm going to say this. I don't care if it looks like how Alabama won tonight. They made a play at the end of the game to force a fumble on Lenore Sellers. They found a way to win. That's what I want to do. I just want to find a way to win. I don't care how it looks. I am, for one, always rooting for Auburn to win because I am a fan. For sure. I shared a thing that said, who do you want to lose this weekend? I shared it on Facebook. Obviously, I do a lot of trolling on Facebook. I said Auburn. All right. That was me saying, like, hey, I'm out on the head coach. Now, today when I woke up, I put my Auburn stuff on, got my Auburn hat on, drove to my parents' house, sat there with my dad until about 7 o'clock, and we ate a bunch of food and watched Auburn win, and I come on home. And we were buckled down for an Auburn dub, man. My mom went outside. She was sitting on her back porch, and Rayshawn Pleasant had the pick six, and I went crazy and hit a big boom in the living room, and she come inside, and she was like, my mom said, the damn neighbors can hear you out there. Like, calm down. And I was like, no, Auburn's in the lead, baby. Like, we're in the lead. And she's like, calm down. And she's an Alabama fan though. So it's, I'm just being a sour ass just over you. I'm with you, Troy. I'm with you. And I get it. Look, no hate here, brother. I get the frustration with you, Freeze. Just enjoy this one. It's okay, man. Hey, nothing against you because I have been right there with you, and I'm pretty sure when people watch like previous shows, they're like, "Oh man, Blake's being so negative." I'm not trying to be negative when I talk against you, Freeze, man. I just think this team is so talented that they should have won more than what they have, and that's what it is. What's up, Ernest? War Damn Eagle, baby. Enjoy this dub, man. We got us one. I'm a diehard fan to a fault. Just one of the best for Auburn, and I don't think Hugh is it. That's fair. That's fair. I hate seeing Auburn lose in anything. I hate it. I can't stand it. I really, really can't stand it. They got AU pitching shirtless and banana ball tonight, wearing sombreros and just having fun. Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying. It's like the kids, man, in baseball. So here's my thing with banana ball, and I hope everybody, like, I've heard a lot of people be down on it, and they say, oh, it's such a clown show and everything. Okay, so I think there's a time in baseball where a lot of people just say, oh, it's boring. Like, I can't just sit there and watch a 9-inning baseball game. And I think kids are a lot of that kind of fan base, right? I don't want to watch a 9-inning game. So they created banana ball. And they thought it was a great idea, and they're dancing, and they're doing trick plays and all this, and they're doing little stunts before they hit and all that. And the kids get real excited about it, and the parents are sitting there and they're hyping the kids up, and they're like, "Oh, let's go!" It's just a fun atmosphere, and I think that's what brings excitement to banana ball. And so I'm not one of these people where it's just like, oh, that's corny. Like I'm getting on social media and be like, oh, screw banana ball. I'm just not one of those. Do I think it's corny? Yes. Do I have a absolute passion for college baseball and Major League Baseball? Yes, I love it. I watch the New York Yankees every single night. How diehard of Auburn baseball fan I am. Extremely diehard. I cover it. I have guys on this podcast and everything. Love Auburn baseball. So when Levi gets of age and everything, I'm sure he'll want to go to banana ball, and I'll be glad to take him. So that's my thoughts on it. Here we go. Our defense is elite, Tanner says. My God, Tanner, you were speaking the truth, my brother. I think it is. I'll be honest with you. I don't care what the numbers say. I think it's a top 5 defense in the country. I think it's the top 5 defense in the country. I think they're elite. And one position that we really look at and we thought was going to be a problem was linebacker. But these linebackers are playing their tails off, man. These linebackers, Robert Woodyard is playing his tail off. Xavier Atkins is playing his tail off. These guys are getting it done. Our defensive line, man, you see these young guys, man. You see Autry in there trying to wreak havoc and make plays. You see Malik Blockton in there wreaking havoc and making plays. Keldrick Falk drawing double teams all day. They did not want him to be a factor today. Just great stuff all around. This defense is great to watch for real. 100%, man. 100%. 50-year-old fan, always pull for the team no matter what. I am with you. Hey, I want Auburn to be great at all times. And I'm going to cherish a dub. You know, I get on social media, throw your dubs up. We won. That's just how I am, you know, and I'm a proud supporter of Auburn athletics. I was at the Final Four in San Antonio this year. You know, I was at the regional, the baseball regional, and sitting on the monster against Stetson. And, you know, I love to travel and watch Auburn sports. It's my passion. When Pleasant caught the pick six, I had serious hope. I did too, man. Even my dad. And I know a lot of y'all that watch this show. I watch every football game with my dad, right? I watch almost every basketball game, football game, baseball game with my dad, right? Huge Auburn fan, diehard fan. And even my dad, like, he sits in his recliner and he don't really say a whole lot while Auburn's playing. He just puts a dip in and he sits there with a spit cup. And every once in a while you hear him. And then when he gets pissed, he'll say, God, you know. And that's about all you hear, you know. And when Rayshawn picked it off and he was clear to the end zone, my dad just kind of leans up and he's like, "Go on, baby," you know. And I'm like, "Let's go," you know. It's just pumped up. My dad can't get into it like he used to because of his heart surgery and everything, and so we got to keep him calm a little bit. And in the first half, he was kind of out on Jackson, and he was like, "Get him out of the game." And we were like, calm down. You know, I just love watching the games with my dad. It's one thing that I really cherish about Auburn sports. The pick six was amazing. I was so excited, but I couldn't be loud because my baby was napping. Hey, that's okay. That's okay. You just let the whispers out, Devin. Just let them out, and that's okay. That baby needs rest, though, and we're okay with that. I will say, buddy, who plays on the 10-foot tall still is seriously talented. Yeah, that's crazy, man. They're really, really talented athletes, and these are guys that have played baseball in previous years at a high level. So, you know, they're really good and they know what they're doing. Non-AU related, but what about Tennessee baseball coach going to MLB, Blake? You know, I think it's one of the things where he was like, okay, I've captured everything that I've wanted to do in Tony V. And he was like, I won a national championship. I created Tennessee baseball to what it is today. I built that program up. So now I'm gonna go to the next level. That's what every coach really wants to do, right? You want to go to the next level and test yourself. Can you win at the next level? And I think he just wanted the challenge. And if it doesn't work out, he'll fall back to college and he'll find a job in the SEC, and you know he'll be okay. So I do think Tennessee, you know, they hired, I believe he's their third base coach. They hired him, and they're probably still going to be pretty good. I doubt they're as good as they were. Maybe in a few years they get back on that level, but I think it's going to be a little bit of a fall off. Aggies are bullying LSU. That's good because I took the Aggies minus 2.5. I'm curious to see if his pro ball team will have the attitude of toddlers like his Tennessee teams did. No, not going to fly in the league. And he won't have that attitude either. Not going to fly in Major League Baseball. Not going to. Those attitudes don't swing well in Major League Baseball. Man, Texas A&M's running away with this. Oh my God, Concepcion. What a little wiggle to get out of that. As much as I'm not liking this football season, that pick six had me loud. It does, man. And that's like you're never going to give up on your team, right? And every time they do well, you're going to have excitement. And I think that's okay. Why has it took us 8 games to start Ashton Daniels, who actually throws the football and doesn't hold on to it? Money, NIL, every possible chance to start, and that's the only thing I can think of because he looked way more crisp. Guys, I think LSU could be looking at a job opening. I think they're done with Brian Kelly. I'm convinced we will never get another call from the refs. How do you not even review that targeting on Ashton? I don't know. I really don't. I really don't. Yeah, it it's something serious. I'll tell you that. It's definitely it's something that needs to be studied, and I'll leave it at that. It's it's a roller coaster of officiating. Like it goes back to what I told, just like the Chaplin thing. If you're not fully invested as a head coach, then why are you here? What's your reason? Because if I was Cohen, he would have been gone a while ago. I think the perfect time to fire Hugh would have been after the Georgia game. That debacle was kind of it for me. Um, I just think Auburn, there's something to this where Auburn's like trying to hold on to something or a certain time, or like maybe they're trying to convince the roster who they're going to hire, or something's going on. Or maybe they're just trying to give him every opportunity to win, and they don't want to be old classic, come here for 3 years and get fired Auburn. I don't know. There's something going on. There's something going on. So you just got to win, man. You got to win next week. Look, you get Kentucky at home in Jordan-Hare. Like, you got to win a football game. You got to get above 500 again. If Auburn wins next week, they're going to a bowl game because they're at least going to beat Mercer. And then you got Vandy in between that. So you just win. Just win. That's it. Everything will work itself out. You beat Kentucky next week, you're going to go to a bowl game because you're going to beat Mercer. And I don't. Yeah, it's going to hurt. Like, people say, well, what if he wins out? And then I'm going to look back and they say, how would you feel about Hugh? And I just look back and say, man, it could have been so much better, though. It could have been so much better. If you went out and go 8-4 with a win over Alabama, it could have been so much better, though. And I think that's how people are going to look at it is, man, you really could have went 10-2. Oh, A&M's going to score again. Ooh, delivering the blow at the 2. I just think it could have been a 10-2 team, and I think a lot of people's mindsets are going to be similar to that. Is you let one get away at Oklahoma, you really let one get away at A&M. I don't care how bad people want to say that they kind of dominated us. We had a chance to win the football game at the end, and we couldn't do it. And then you let Georgia get away from you, and you let Missouri get away from you. So that's 4 right there where you're always going to look back on it and be like, man, this could have been a special season. Even if you'd have won one of those games, it could have been a special season. So I don't know. Tough. It's tough. But I'm not going to sit here and be sad and be down. And, I'm going to be excited tonight. And I'm going to cherish this dub. I'm going to celebrate it. I'm going to watch the rest of this college football weekend and get ready for the NFL tomorrow and go do some things with my family. And we're going to be loud and proud, War Damn Eagles. So I'm going to get to these last 2 comments and then we'll get out of here. I just saw these. Apparently Tiger fans are booing in Death Valley. I think you might be right about Kelly. Yeah, I think this could be the end. I think they're going to pay the money and get out of there. I'm not hype at all after this. Yeah, we won, but our offense still only put up 7 points. It's rough, man. It is, Alex, but a bright spot I want to point out to you. The bright spot I want to point out to you, and just hear me out right here. We scored on every possession in the second half, man. Like, it was 3, but we got it done when it mattered. Like, we got it done. Our defense made plays. They gave us points. We scored off of turnovers. Like, that's what's up. Like, we will figure it out. We'll have a better game plan with Ashton Daniels next week, and we can win this football game at home at 6:30 under the lights in Jordan-Hare Stadium. Be positive, man. Be positive. I know. I get what you're saying. But in the second half, Auburn made an adjustment with Ashton Daniels, and there was positivity on that offense. I know the touchdowns didn't happen, but there's a little bright spot there. Man, Aggies are beating the brakes off LSU. Matt Moscano is not going to be happy. He'd probably find a way to throw a shot at Alabama about them winning and LSU losing, and he'll probably come out and say something really weird about, oh, well, Alabama lost, and LSU sucks. Fire Brian Kelly. Yeah. That's what he reminds me of. Hope I did that okay. Hope I did that okay. Go Broncos, Tanner says. That's what's up, man. Go Broncos. Flew all the way to Eugene, Oregon to watch Bo play, and hopefully I can fly out to Denver soon, maybe next year, to watch him play out there. I think that would be pretty cool. Amazing that they keep giving us night games, right? We begged for them for so many years. We're finally getting a couple, even though we've been losing. It's been fun, and stadium's going to be rocking. Once again, this fan base hasn't given up. You saw the positive energy on Twitter today. So hang in there, baby. Hey, Auburn Tigers till I die. War Damn Eagle. We'll be back maybe Monday night. Maybe Monday night. Maybe. Tuesday night for sure, 7 p.m. Regular time. We'll do all that stuff, and we'll kind of talk about we'll talk about Kentucky and the rest of the schedule and all that good stuff. Hughes presser, all that good stuff. How you feeling about the wide receiver core for next year? I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I think there's a lot that could play out, Auburn Express. I really do. I think there's a lot that could play out. You're just going to have to figure out who you lose in the portal, who you go get. There's just a long way away. So, War Damn Eagle, here we go. Bang, plain truth, War Damn Eagle. Appreciate y'all for joining me tonight. Love y'all, War Damn Eagle. Appreciate the memberships, the follows, the likes, the shares. Do it if you can, man. Get me out on Twitter, whatever form of social media. Love y'all. Like I said, War Damn Eagle till I die. I'm out.